Welcome to What If Wednesday. This is a short video that I'm doing every Wednesday to get us out of fixed mindset and into growth mindset by just asking a what if question. So I just give you like a little prompt and something to think about so we can start to see more possibilities that open us up to a more authentic life. So just to be aware, during this What If Wednesday, I'm going to talk about death and dying a little bit, not in any detail. So just be aware if you are grieving or if you feel like you're not up for it. So I want to say my mother, she 10 years ago almost, she died very quickly of pancreatic cancer. But right before she passed away, she said to me, she said she had an encounter, which happens to a lot of people who are dying. And she said that she realized after her whole life that she sat me down and she said, Esther, life is just about having fun. I still cry when I think about it. So I still think about that. But so the what if question, so that really stuck with me. The what if question that I have for you is, what if you spent your whole life hustling, right? As many of us do, even though we don't want to. What if you spent your whole life kind of working towards something, getting something, creating something, and even maybe in a job you don't like, or even in a job you do like, working towards something, but always feeling like you have to do it in a certain way, or you just spend a lot of time stressed in life, right? So, and then you died and you got to wherever, beyond, great beyond, and your guides, God, Jesus, Muhammad, whoever came to greet you, your grandpa, and actually maybe you had a life review, which happens. I'm going to talk a little bit about near-death experiences, but maybe you had a life review and you realized, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have spent all this time. Or somebody was like, why did you spend all your time down there hustling and like stressed? Like, you're supposed to be having fun. And you're actually just supposed to be present and be loving your neighbor or your friends. Like, you were supposed to be learning something about love, about acceptance, or having fun, or expressing yourself in a way, enjoying life, right? So that's my question. What if you spent all this time doing what you feel like you should do during your life, even if it's something good, but you're stressed all the freaking time, and it's your body's, overwhelmed or whatever because of the stress and the trauma. You did it all without enjoying your life. What if, right? So a couple things to talk about here, because I love talking about this subject. So there was this woman, this nurse, who she did this study where she worked with dying people, and she was this Australian nurse, and so she recorded people's comments like before they passed, and she found a commonality within them. So the number one thing that people wished that they had done in their life was had the courage, basically, to live a life that was authentic to them. So people were living lives that they felt like were kind of put upon them, that they didn't choose, or they couldn't express themselves, right? So this is why I kind of feel really strongly, one of my main mission is like getting you connected to your authentic expression, your authentic self, right? So that was the number one thing that people said. I wish I had the courage to live a life that was authentic to me. Number two, I wish I wouldn't have worked so hard. right? I wish I would have been more present to my friends, my family, to myself, to life. Number 3, I wish I had expressed my feelings, been able to like overcome some of those blocks, right? Be able to share, say, I love you, you know. Number 4, I wish I would have stayed in touch with friends, right? So I'm going to talk a little bit about this connection too in a second. Number 5, I wish I would have let myself be happy, right? So it goes back to what my mom was saying. Life is all about having fun, being happy. What if it was? Are you doing that right now? One of my words for this year is pleasure, because I feel like I need to come back to that presence, that being in the present moment, being really thinking about pleasure. Am I experiencing pleasure in eating, in connecting with this person? Another thing I want to just chat really quickly about, to just open your mind a little bit. I love reading about near-death experiences. So there are thousands and thousands. There's a lot of books from people who've had near-death experiences. Actually, Raymond Moody was the first one to write a book about this in, I think, the 60s, 70s. He didn't have one, but he did research. So there's a ton of research out there about near-death experiences, and I've read thousands of these online or in books, and the commonalities among them are pretty astounding. And most people have what they say like is a life review, where you see your life, you actually feel how you affected others. So you feel what it feels like to be them. And so what most people say was their sort of takeaway is that it's not actually, life isn't about doing. Life is about, oh, here comes Mr. Right, buddy? Life isn't, this is the commonality that they say. What is life about? And almost every person could agree, life is about love. So learning to love, learning to connect, sharing love, sharing experiences with people. And yeah, and you know, I guess that's probably the number one thing is not even, you know, not even like your purpose really. But on the deeper level, it's about love. It's about connection. It's about enjoyment of life itself, right? So I find it really fascinating to study near-death experiences. If you are interested in that, there's a ton of research out there that you can go find online, people's stories. But yeah, it really sort of puts things in perspective when you start thinking about that what if question. We get so focused. So again, fixed mindset versus growth mindset. Fixed mindset, I'm only thinking about what I have to do right now, getting super stressed, right? And the only way that I can do this is by blank, like doing it like everybody else, not enjoying it, you know. The other thing was, you know, how can we love other people? We have to love ourselves. So that's another big theme in these near-death experiences is how can I learn that, you know, in this lifetime? So yeah, it's kind of a little bit heavy, but you know, you can also think about yourself, like if you want to go there, like at your deathbed, like this is a Buddhist practice as well. Thinking about, meditating about yourself on your deathbed, what would that be like? What would you have wanted life to be like, right? So hope you've enjoyed this. Leave some comments, and you can follow me and like this if you're enjoying these What If Wednesdays.